Yo, what's going on YouTube? Alright, so um, in the last video we were testing our API just to see if we've set up everything correctly. And then so far with what we've tested, everything seems to be in order. We can log in and register. We can access certain routes using the access token and stuff. So in this video, what we're gonna start doing is setting up the mobile application. So I'm gonna do it in parts as well. So in this video we're just gonna do the initial setup, and then from there on obviously we will do all the other things as we go along. So I'm doing this assuming that you guys already have what you call it, Android Studio already installed. I'll leave a link in the description as to where you can download Android Studio. The installation is fairly simple. Again, there's all sorts of videos on YouTube that you can watch that are not too long that show you how to install Android Studio, but the installation is pretty much straightforward. Alright, so without wasting any time, I have Android Studio already opened here. Like I said, so you just install it, run it, and then you can start creating projects. So now, to set up or to create the project, the mobile app project, I'm gonna click here where it says new project. Alright, so we're just gonna say let's see, just to be sure, empty activity. I think we should just start with the empty. Let me see. So be careful which one you select here. These ones will come with all sorts of what you call it, all sorts of components set up within it. Like for example, the basic view activity will come with a button, and then all these other ones will just come with all sorts of things. So let's start with this one. If this one is not correct, we can obviously change it later. So I'm gonna click next. Right, so I'm gonna name this project my nodes. I'm gonna say underscore v1. So because I already have an application called my nodes already installed on my phone, so I don't want it to clash with that. Alright, so building configuration language, let's see, that we can leave, but I want to use Java. I don't want to use all these other languages. Firstly, let me go previously and let's select this one. Alright, so I'm back on the previous screen where we had to select our activity. So it's like I said, be careful with which one you select. So for example, the one we selected originally, this doesn't give us the option to select Java as the main language. So I'm gonna go previous, then we're gonna select this one, empty activity, right? Sorry, empty views activity. So this one at least gives us the option to select Java. I'm not familiar with Kotlin and I'm not really interested in it, so I'm always gonna select Java. For this, I'd say just leave the recommended version. Alright, so now I'm gonna click finish. Okay, so my Android Studio project is running. So this might take a while to scan all the files and all that stuff. So I'm gonna pause the video and let it run, and let it install and set up everything that it needs. And then once it's done, we're gonna come back and look at what our project is gonna look like. Alright, so for the time being, I'm gonna pause the video, and then like I said, once it's done, we'll continue with setting up the project. One moment for me, please. Alright guys, I'm back. Okay, so my project took not too long, but it took some time to just run the Gradle build and download all of the dependencies and stuff. But it is complete and stuff. So I'm just gonna expand this. So like I said, in this video we're just gonna do the initial setup, right? So for now we're just gonna create a number of classes and things like that. All the other classes, like the activity where we create notes, the activity where we gonna view the node details and stuff. I think also the profile activity, that we will do when we get to those videos. But for now, in this video we're just gonna create a number of classes that I think we're mainly gonna work on within the next upcoming videos. Alright, so the first thing I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna create Okay, before I get to the activities, number one, these images that you see here. Now we're not going to use all of them. I think the error one is the only one that I didn't use within the original project. I don't think we'll need it. I had originally created it just in case if I might need it, but as you saw within the demonstration that I showed within um, the first video of this series, the success activity, we do have that, and we did create an image. I did put an image for that. So the rest of them, this is going to be for the splash screen, and then the registration screen, the profile, and the login page. So let's first start by copying these files onto the project. Again, where I got these images was from a website called Andro. Let me just show you quickly. So this is where I got the images. So basically you just come to the site, and then I'm gonna share these images. I'll create a GitHub repo for these ones so that you can download them, because I chose mine have a specific color. So as you can see, mine are like green and dark purple. It's the same with this one. The only difference is that where the purple is, mine are green. And then all you have to do is just come over here and then change your images to the color that you want. Like for example, if you want them slightly pink or something like that, or yellow, you can just change them there. So but yeah, this is where I got the images, and so if you want them, you can download them from here. Alright, so yeah, let's first start off. I'm also going to copy this error one just in case if I change my mind later on where we want to create, but I don't think we'll need it. But I'm going to copy all of the images just in case, and then I'm going to come within this folder here which says res, and then we're going to go to the drawable folder, and then I'm just going to paste them in here. So I'm going to just say paste, and then I'm just going to keep everything as the default, and then we should have our images saved here within our drawable folder. By the way, if you don't see the structure like this, all you have to do is just come up here. If it's on project, just change it from project to Android, and then the folder structure should be like this. Otherwise, if it's not, it's gonna be like a normal Java application and stuff. But yeah, just make sure you change it to this so that you can see the files like this. Alright, so this is the main activity. So now this activity, we're going to use it to show the notes themselves. We're not going to do much now for the time being. So the next thing I want to do is I want to just create a folder within here, or a package. I'm going to call this models. So in here we're just going to need one model, which is a note. It's going to be just note. Now we will create the properties later on. For now, let's just keep it as it is, and then from in here I'm going to create another package. This is where I'm going to store all our helpers, right? This is just custom classes and stuff where I'm going to use them to just where I'm going to create a number of custom classes that we're going to use later on. And then I'll create a utils package as well. Alright, so this was just how I set up the project initially, just to keep some certain things neat and stuff. And then for now, I'm going to create another activity. I'm going to call this, I want to create an empty activity. This is going to be the splash screen. Again, I'm going to keep to the naming conventions of Android, so I'm just going to name it splash screen activity. Then we're going to click finish. It'll create the file, and also it's going to create the layout as well within here. Alright, and then the next one is going to be, let's see, the next one we can create is the, okay, mine is freezing a bit, so let's just give it a second to think. Alright, so now let's create the, I think we can create the success one. So again, I'm going to go to activity, then I'm going to say empty activity. So this one is going to be success activity. So this is the activity that we're going to use. Let's say when the user created a note, it's going to show that we're going to what you call a redirect to that particular activity to show the success message. That's it. Even when we log in, or no, when we register, we're going to use the same one. You will see how we can use the same activity for the same thing later on. Let's see, which one am I gonna create now? The other one I'm gonna create is the let's just create the login one as well. Make sure to select this one, not these other ones, otherwise you'll find a lot of stuff that you don't want. So let's just call this login activity. Okay, so remember, when you select it, when you go to the folder structure and say select whatever activity you want to create here, it automatically creates a class for it and a layout file for it. So this one was created because of that. That's just for those of you who don't know. Then let's just create the register one as well. Empty activity. So this one we'll call it register. Okay, I think we can also create the profile activity. Okay, so I think for the time being this should be fine in terms of the setup. This is all we need for now. I think in the next video what I'll do is we will work on a splash screen activity so that when the user opens the app, the splash screen is loaded first, and then what we're going to do is we're going to set it up so that it'll check to see if the user is authenticated or not, like meaning that is the user logged in, and if the user is logged in, just redirect them straight to the main activity. Otherwise, if they're not logged in, just redirect them to the login screen. And so basically that's what we're gonna do within the next video. I think for now what we have set up should be fine for the app itself. Like I said, we're gonna do it the way we did it when we built the API. So with the API, as you saw, in certain parts we built it and then we only tested at a later stage. So but for this one we will do something similar. For now I just want to do the setup so that at least the videos don't take too long, and we don't I don't create like too many videos. I don't want the series to be too long. So for now I think I'll end this one here, and then like I said, in the next video we're going to work on the splash activity. You'll see how we can set up so that when the user opens the app, in the splash activity will be the first thing that loads. When it loads, what will happen is that it'll check to see if the user is authenticated. If not, it'll redirect them to the login screen, otherwise to the main activity. Alright guys, so I think that's it for the video today. Again, if you like what you've seen so far, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and then I'll be seeing you guys within the next video. Thanks again for watching, and cheers for now.